My parents passed away within days of each other, and he didn't call me.
You weren't told that your parents had
No
died?
one in my family called me to tell me my parents died.
That's staggering.
That has nothing to do with the case.
I sorted things that were garbage because most of those clothes don't fit her, because as you can see, she's not wearing a size 5 anymore.
How do you save your family?
This is Judge Jerry Springer. Migdalia Ortiz says she helped pay her son's college tuition and babysat for free. And now she claims that he won't let her see her granddaughter. She is suing for $136. Enrico Ortiz Floyd says that he has paid back his tuition loan and that his daughter is a separate issue. He can't believe his mother brought him to court.
It's case number 090 on the docket, Ortiz versus Villa.
Mom, you're suing your son for $136?
Yes, Judge Jerry. My son came to me because he needed to take a course that he failed twice, Calculus 2, which is very hard.
It's a very hard course.
Yes,
Yeah.
so he was on probation.
Probation for what?
It wasn't for failing. They blocked me because I owed a balance. I was trying to get into the last 3 classes that I had at the time. That's why I went to my parents to ask for assistance for my education.
So you were helping with his education?
I've always helped my son.
Yes.
I was very close to my son until recently. He's now doesn't let me see my granddaughter.
May I
my
speak?
parents passed away recently. My
sorry.
mom and my dad within days of each other.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he didn't call me. No.
Whoa. You weren't told that your parents had
No
died?
one in my family called me to tell me my parents died. I found out through Facebook.
What?
That has nothing to do with the case, but
It may not, I'm just amazed.
I called my mother several times. I was frantically calling her before they closed my grandmother's casket. And I'm not trying to get choked up in a situation. I'm trying to give respect to my grandmother that passed away, who on her deathbed tried to reach my mother so she can make peace with her, and my mother refused to pick up the phone. My mother refused, and my grandmother ended up passing away without...
Okay.
That's not true.
Without making peace.
That's not true.
I could call my aunt right now. Your Honor, if I knew that this wasn't going to be about my tuition, this was going to be about a family matter, about my grandmother, I would have brought the evidence to show all my calls. I would have brought all the evidence to show my text messages.
All right,
That's
I'll
not
get back
true.
to the case. I admit I opened that door and I'm going to shut it now. You started to say that you were suing him because you loaned him money that went towards his education. Okay, explain that.
I loaned him, and
How
I
much?
have $1,100. Actually, it's $1,107, and I
Yes.
paid it directly to his school, CUNY, which shows in my bank statement.
Yes.
He paid me $1,000. I'm not disagreeing with that, but it was $1,100. And what about the transportation that I had to spend to watch my granddaughter while his girlfriend went to school so she could graduate on time for 3 months? Every Tuesdays and Thursday.
What was the transportation to babysit your
In New
grandchildren?
York, we have Accessorite. The fee is the same as traveling on train or buses, but it's door-to-door service.
I see. So you paid for that so
I
that you
paid
could
for that
babysit
to
your...
babysit my granddaughter. He paid me, but he didn't pay me the full amount. He paid me $40.
Excuse me, Your
There's a
Honor.
still balance of $36.
So this is a fight over $36 for you to babysit your own grandchildren. If it's your own grandkids, why are we fighting over $36?
Or the $100, because I gave it to him in good faith. I didn't charge him for babysitting. I said, just pay for my transportation.
Okay,
I'm not
that's
working.
a good answer. What's your defense to what she said?
In Exhibit B, it shows a text message that I said that I gave her the money and she broke it down. She's saying that I owed her $130 for something different, not my tuition. My tuition cost $1,700.
So it was $1,700.
Yes, I paid her twice. I paid her $700 in cash because she kept asking me, hey, when are you gonna pay me, when are you gonna pay me? I said I can do $700 right now. I'll get you the $1,000 when I get more money. So I gave her $1,000, I believe it was a year later. This was to cover my tuition so I can go into the next semester.
Did you get your degree?
Yes, I graduated with a bachelor's in electrical engineering.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
That's very good.
Thanks
Good for
to
you.
Mom.
Everything's good. This is good. So I think the argument is whether you say you paid back, you're saying...
There's no proof.
Well...
If he doesn't have any proof, I didn't sign anything. The reason, Judge Jerry, that I'm asking for the 100 is because it's not fair, especially me, that I'm disabled, that I'm collecting Social Security. He works. He could afford to pay me the complete amount I loaned him.
We're arguing over $100. Mom is saying it's another $100.
In my defense, it's not just another $100. It's a bunch of expenses and things that she's just randomly throwing out.
Why don't you let her see your grandchild?
That situation is totally separate. I didn't
Mom
want
helped
to.
you get your degree, and this is a fight over $100. So therefore,
I'm sorry, but I didn't want to
what
bring this up. But we restricted her from physically seeing our daughter, her granddaughter, because of a situation that happened. She texts me at the middle of the night, "Hey, did I leave a white bag in my granddaughter's book bag?" And I'm like, "A white bag?
God.
What is that?" She's looking for her medical marijuana in my daughter's book bag, Your Honor.
That's not true, Judge Jerry.
I have text messages that I can show.
That is not
All
true.
right.
He will find any excuse not to
She
let me
gave
see her.
her
And then he will let
granddaughter,
me see
the
her,
mother
and then he
of my
wouldn't.
child, the middle finger.
He does it too. I agree
All right,
for
this is
both
how
of
I'm
them.
going to settle it, because I'm not going to be able to settle all the family issues. I understand.
But the family issue has nothing to do with the money issue. The money issue is clear.
I know you're angry at each other, and there are other issues.
I'm not angry. I'm hurt.
Well,
yes.
but you're also upset with him. That's why you're suing.
Because he won't let me see my granddaughter.
We never stop her from seeing her granddaughter.
Okay, well, good. When life ends, you know, you start saying, what were we fighting over? And how does this improve the situation? I mean, I can't imagine letting anything get in the way ever of seeing my own grandson.
Judge Jerry, it's not that we don't get along. It's dysfunctional. And I sacrifice so much for him. For him to treat me like this, knowing how I love my granddaughter, and he's gonna use pettiness to let me not see her?
Obviously, I respectfully believe that going to family counseling would be better than coming to court, because the issues you're dealing with are more than $136. I don't even want to talk about who owes whom. Both of you are going to survive either having $136 more or $136 less. That is so trivial compared to the substance of the issue here, is how do you save your family when before me is a family that so much wants to be loved, that so much wants to be able to go home and know that everyone around you cares about you. That's what the issue is here. And now, if not for your own kid's sake or grandkids' sake, get some help here. You're good people. Just get some help. And the case is dismissed. You have another suit as well. You are suing your son's fiance.
Migdalia Ortiz is also suing her son's fiance for $500 for removal of the defendant's belongings that she had stored in her apartment. Lucero Villa claims she couldn't pick up her belongings due to the pandemic. She is countersuing her future mother-in-law for $3,000 for the loss of her irreplaceable items.
Welcome. In this suit, you are suing your son's fiance, Lucero, for $500.
Yes.
Okay. What's going on this time?
Okay. When she was pregnant with my granddaughter,
Yes.
she came to live with me. She lived with me until my granddaughter was almost a year old.
Okay.
When they moved to their first apartment, it was small, a one-bedroom.
Yes.
But she took all the things that were in her mother's house and left it in my spare room, most of it junk, for 3 years. I told her I need that stuff out of my spare room because I'm using it for a roommate, which is a relative of hers. She'll get to it, she'll get to it. I gave her deadlines. Well, her relative had to come and live with me. I had no way of getting rid of that stuff on my own because I can't bend.
Yes.
So I asked Leroy to help
this is
me,
Leroy.
my witness.
Yeah.
As you see in the evidence that I've showed, the way that room looked.
We have pictures
She had
here.
so much stuff in there, okay? It could not be done in one day. I sorted everything out.
Those pictures, I don't know whose room that is. I don't know what those pictures were.
Okay.
I sorted things that were garbage. I sorted things that I donated because most of those clothes don't fit her because as you can see, she's not wearing a size 5 anymore.
My mother or not, you do not disrespect my fiance like that.
No,
I'm
it's irrelevant.
talking,
I'm sorry, but what you said was very
I'm your
out of
mother.
character.
No, well, stay relevant. Go ahead.
okay? So the clothes that were there, I donated. And then the things that I saw that belonged to my granddaughter, I kept.
Yes.
I even told her, come get your stuff. So again, I'm not working. I had to take money out of my savings and pay Leroy, because as you can see, that was a lot of work.
Okay, Leroy, if you will come to the podium there. You were the one that got the stuff. Where did you move it to?
The dumpster.
Oh.
Threw it out.
Oh, you threw it out?
Yeah, like 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. It took me a week to
Okay,
take all
did
that
you
stuff
get
out.
paid?
Yes, $500.
And so you're suing because you want that $500 back.
And the reason I paid him $500, I paid him $50 an hour. It took 10 hours.
Okay, your response.
I don't even know who this guy is. Before COVID happened, we went to go get her stuff. Her and I were not talking, so I was outside of the building. But she was there. She told Lucero, don't worry, don't rush, you can come back.
I had my daughter, I had my stroller, I had 2 bags, 2 huge bags that I had to carry on my own.
And
she told me, don't worry about it, come back, and that way I could see my granddaughter more often.
And I was currently working 2 jobs so that we can move on our own and take her stuff out. We moved. The apartment that I was able to afford with the 2 jobs wasn't adequate in space. My mother said, get it when you guys can.
Not only that, my relative that's living in her room offered to take us, grab my stuff so that he can then move in. Then the pandemic happened and he wasn't able to move until June. Back then there was no vaccine. Back then we didn't know exactly how bad it was.
And
so we didn't want to leave the house. We didn't go anywhere. So for her to say that we had to go pick it up in the middle of April, March, that was unrealistic.
Where are the texts of the
So Exhibit A
communications?
shows that she had to pay $45 to make space in the bedroom. He was not moving until June. And this was sent in April 2nd.
You see the mess that was there?
That was not.
That was not our
That
mess.
was not
That
what
was
her
not
story.
our mess.
Hang on,
That was
hang
not our
on,
mess.
hang on.
That was the same room he lived in.
I don't know whose room that is.
That's
she
his
had
room.
she had a
I had
closet of
stuff
stuff.
inside a closet.
She had a closet of stuff.
How do you feel about them being engaged?
Oh. Oh. 2 of a kind. They're both Geminis. What can I tell you?
Well, that's absurd. Okay, I mean, that doesn't
I mean, you see the both of them? First she told me, oh, I love you because you were there for my daughter. You were the only one that was happy
And
about
it hurts.
me being
It
pregnant.
hurts that you're still doing this.
Okay?
It hurts that she's doing this.
Okay, you are countersuing for $3,000 for what you say is the value of the personal belongings that they threw out.
That she had
The
for
things
3
that she
years
called
in
as
my house.
junk, it's not junk. It's my personal belongings. Things that have been passed down to me from my parents.
Do
Which
we
I
have
kept.
do we have a list
I'm
anywhere?
sorry, I'm
of what-
confused now. Did you not throw our stuff out, or did you keep what you felt was important to yourself?
Talk to the judge, not to me.
Well, that's a fair question.
Because they're very
I
confusing right now. You
said,
keep changing your story. You
that's
said
why
your
I'm
witness.
talking now.
Your witness said that he
I'm
threw the stuff
talking
out in
now.
the
Okay.
trash.
Sir.
Okay,
If you
just
go
for
to-
Can we
listening
explain
Can we just go
the
to
other
Exhibit
2
C?
exhibits?
Exhibit C, sure.
This was a letter she sent me in May, where you can see again, she changes the amount that we owe her for throwing out her belongings.
Why don't you read it?
Lucero owes me $300 for cleaning out the room. She used as a storage for 3 years in my house. But in the beginning,
And then in April, it says that I owe her $200.
That's Exhibit D.
But let me explain why that happened. She said you have not passed your deadline. The reason why she's saying the deadline has passed because she was waiting for me to pick up the phone at her command, at her demand, whenever she wants things to happen. And then she gets upset and she raises the money. It went from $45, $150, $200, $300, and now we're finding out it's $500.
Who's the aggressor here?
All
You're
right.
the one that brought us to court. We didn't want to resolve it this
we
way.
did not want to bring none.
Yeah,
First of
you
all,
did
personal
bring the
family
suit.
matter in
You
this.
did bring
I
the
had
suit.
to, Judge Jerry, because they wouldn't respond.
Okay. I'm reading the letter here that you wrote.
I don't know where they got this letter from.
It says mom.
I text. I didn't write any
They
letter.
wrote a
Yeah,
letter
it's a text.
in the
It's
back.
a text. It's
In
a
the
text.
back, you can
Okay.
see the letter on
Okay.
the envelope.
We are in a global pandemic with the coronavirus. While many people have lost family and friends to this virus and lost income, their jobs or business, my life hasn't been better. You have not called me to see or know how I'm doing. You broke your promise to Mama that you would take care of me. I told you that last time I saw you that the next time you'll see me will be in a box or on your knees in tears. You better hope it's not the latter, Mom.
And Your Honor, before you even
That's a
started
pretty
reading,
bitter letter.
Bitter? You think that's bitter?
Well,
You think the last part
Yeah, that's
was the
kinda-
truth. But the letter itself was
no,
not
no,
bitter.
no.
Yeah.
And apparently you're doing well.
Yes, you know why? Because I have people like Leroy, my
Okay,
neighbors.
good.
I have a doctor.
Okay, but
Meanwhile,
you're-
other people lost family members during the pandemic, and she's
So did
talking,
I.
she's boasting about how much better her life is during these
Because
times.
I have people
I'm
taking
sorry,
care
Your
of
right.
me.
Honor, if I just may say
Yes.
something real quick. Just to show you how she switches things around. Before you read that letter, didn't she deny writing it? And now she's accepting the fact that she wrote that letter?
Yeah.
She clearly denied writing
I
that letter.
said I did not
You
write
did.
it. I texted. Now they
Yeah,
printed
you did
out.
say
That's
that.
a
Yeah,
different
but
thing.
this
I
is
did not
a
deny
text.
There had to
that.
be a different answer. Instead of saying, I had the right to throw everything out, there's another way to do it. In 3 years,
I
this
gave her
stuff
3
could be what?
years
You
and 3
all
months.
decided to bring these cases to court. This is a family dispute that never should be in this court. That's why I'm getting upset. It's like, oh my gosh, stop all this fighting. Okay, now your countersuit, you probably lost some items. I can't rationally excuse 3 years, even with a pandemic, that in today's world, you can't find someone you know with a vehicle. You've got your college degree now. Figure out a way to at least get over there to get the materials or the items that are really important to you. I am just sad looking at this division in a family. The best cure I can be to this family is not to participate in the exchange of money when money isn't the issue here. You're doing very well. You've got a college education now, and good for you, and I'm serious. That is a great achievement. And you've got a fiance who loves you very much. Great. Let's not add another chapter that you appeared before Judge Jerry and all I did is pass out some more money from one to the other. It's not worth it, I swear to you. So I'm dismissing both cases, and I honestly wish you all good luck, good fortune, and may you find love again.
Thank you.
He's taken advantage of me his whole life. He's a spoiled brat.
She's always welcome to be a part of her granddaughter's
We've always
life.
told her that. We're never going to break that promise.
I feel heartbroken.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.